Instead of pouring yourself a mug of that sludge you call coffee, why not grab a coffee beer instead? If you're a beer geek, you might want to pour yourself a frothy mug of my beer next time.
And my beer needs to come from the heavens, above the stars. But you won't see it because this star is dark as night.
Did I hear coffee beer? Because I brought a beer all the way from the land of 10,000 lakes. So let's get into it.
So this is our camera guy, Chad, and he said to us, Battle of the Beer, I've got a beer for you. It comes from my home state, and I think it's going to be the best coffee beer you've ever tasted. So, Chad, why don't you tell us about your beer?
So this is Coffee Bender from Surly Brewing in Minnesota. It is an American brown ale. And this reminds me of like a coal-infused brew coffee. They've been developing this cold extraction process for years.
Well, I don't think it's going to be that good, but yeah, let's try it. Let's see.
Nothing good ever came from Minnesota.
No.
Ever.
10,000 lakes, I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, if you
blasphemy.
use technology, aren't you just sucking the soul out of the beer?
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
And speaking of sucking, that's what all I know about Minnesota.
That's true.
Alright. Vikings, come on.
Well, I mean, it does kind of smell like coffee. I'll give it that.
Yeah, alright.
Here, clink it. Cheers.
Alright.
We got 3 people. It's not as weird when it's just 2 people.
Well, I immediately smell coffee. Like, it has, like, that fresh brewed coffee, like, scent, that aroma right on the top of it.
I get a bit of smoothness.
A little smooth, but I get, like, that coffee bitterness, but I almost get, like, a little bit of, like, almost like a little slight chocolate taste, too.
You can definitely, or at least for me, the brown ale note as a backbone really comes through and kind of holds it together.
But it blends really well with that coffee taste. It really reminds me of, like, this is definitely, of all the coffee beers I had, this is, like, really tastes the most of, like, a pot of coffee, you know?
Yeah.
It really embodies that.
Yeah, and
all right, well, let's move on to the next beer. We've got a lot to try, so let's try Jason's beer.
All right, Lucas, I have brought Dark Star. It's from Big Lake Brewing out of Holland, Michigan. It's 8%, only available in the winter, and you know it's a stout, but we've got some Sumatra, some Kona coffee brewed in there, and we got a little cocoa nibs for like the little chocolate finish.
Gotta have a little cocoa nib.
Yeah, you know, little nib. So I hope you'll appreciate it.
It is a Dark Star, that is for sure. That is
dark.
Even through our set lights, I cannot see through it at all, so it absorbs light.
Got that nice typical dark stouty appearance. Let's see what we got here.
It is another creamy mouthfeel, but it's also got more of a tinge to it, like a tanginess at the front.
You can kind of get that little chocolate at the top, but it definitely has like some bitterness to it.
Acidicness, maybe?
Yeah, a little acidic. I don't really taste a whole lot of coffee when it comes to it, but it kind of just get like a chocolatey, malty, stouty taste overall.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of chocolatey, malty, mixed with a slight amount of coffee.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, this is my beer. Lucas, let's find out what you brought.
All right, Jason, so my offering today is the Beer Geek Breakfast from McKellar. Now, this is a brewing company that comes to us from Denmark.
Ooh, Denmark.
Their can is very voluptuous. And I believe there's some other Beer Geek, like Beer Geek Brunch and Beer Geek Lunch type stuff, too. So it's like a line, a beer line, can you say that?
Okay. Well...
Oh, it's also an oatmeal stout, 7.5% ABV. Almost forgot.
Okay. Well, very similar in appearance to what we've had. Kind of light on the mouthfeel.
Are you getting a scent at all? I'm not getting anything.
I'm not getting anything. I can't, if there is, I mean, there's something there, but I couldn't pinpoint it to any one specific. The oatmeal stout makes it kind of smooth, but I can't really pick out any, like a specific flavor. I'm not really getting the coffee flavoring whatsoever.
Not a strong one anyway.
Like that oatmeal makes it kind of smooth tasting and it blends with that mouthfeel, but I can kind of smell a little coffee, I guess, if I really get in there. But
there's not much coffee there. There's not much coffee there. It's mostly just acidic, if anything. And it's not sweet either. So, gosh, I don't know. We're going to have to think on this one. Why don't we, we'll come back with our thoughts when we get to the final score.
Shall we say we'll contabulate now?
We will contabulate the contabulations. And then we'll see you right after.
Let's start off with your beer. Let's talk about it. What do you think?
Beer Geek coffee breakfast thing.
Just throw the coffee out.
Yeah, coffee's out of there, but it is breakfast. I kind of felt like this beer was a little bit too subtle. Especially, this is the last one we tasted, so maybe that was a problem.
Right.
But honestly, I don't know. I thought it was a little too subtle.
In America, we need big, we need bold. So we want everything bigger.
We need big, we need bold. But I will say this about it. The things I liked were the appearance. The thing I hate the most about coffee beers is acidity. And I don't know, it just reminds me of like day old coffee or something.
Okay.
It didn't have that, but overall it was a little too subtle for my taste.
Yeah, it was just disappointing across the board. I didn't really see anything that stood out with this beer for me. I mean, it looked like a coffee stout, I guess, but the taste just wasn't there. So let's move on. Let's go to the Dark Star. What do you think?
Dark Star was a little bit better. I appreciated the taste. It was a little bit bitter for me.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought this was a decent contender. Not too sweet with the cocoa nibs, but and I prefer sweetness. But overall, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, the cocoa nib taste was there a little bit, but you definitely got like that bitterness from coffee and a little bit of coffee flavor. Overall, kind of a middle of the road coffee stout. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but not too bad. So let's finish up with cameraman Chad, his Surly beer.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
I think I like this one the best. Now, with the coffee flavor, it was almost like a cold brew coffee.
Yeah.
It tasted like coffee, but it also had some other flavors in there, and I think that was really helped out by the brown ale backbone.
Yeah.
It's got some nice malts in there. It really just balanced out beautifully, I would say.
Yeah, the brown ale was a nice backbone for this, because like what we said during the tasting, this had the most coffee, like that actual fresh brewed coffee taste of any coffee beer I've ever tasted before. So it's no surprise that the Coffee Bender is our winner this week, coming in at 3.97, eliminating the competition. Chad, from his Minnesota selection, coming out of nowhere, popping up from the table.
Land of 10,000 Lakes.
10,000 Lakes, winning this episode.
Jason, I'm so wired right now after all these dang coffee beers. I could stay up for like 3 days, dude.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
Maybe even a week. So, okay, we've got 3 beers to add to our beer board. So let's see how things shake out. So McKellar's Beer Geek Breakfast, the lowest on our list. All the coffee beers didn't do that great, but that's okay. That's okay. Not every beer is going to be the best.
But as always, you can follow us on social media. Check us out on Facebook. We're at Battle of the Beer. And if you're on the Twitterverse, you can find us at BOTB_show. And hey, if you really do some digging, you can find Lucas and myself on Untapped.
You're really going to have to dig for that one. But hey, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And right next to that subscribe button, there's this little picture of a bell. If you hit that, that means you're going to get notifications every time we release a video. Let's be honest, we're only releasing on a 2-week schedule or so. So
you're going to want to know when it comes out.
Yeah, exactly. We don't blame you for, not checking it out as soon as it comes out. But if you hit that button, it's going to let you know. So we want to say thank you for watching and tune in next time for Battle of the Beer.